I'm Tabitha Rock.
And I'm Sam Davenport.
Born and bred in Melbourne, we live and breathe property, and we know the Melbourne market like the back of our hand. We've both been buying and selling real estate in Metro Melbourne for over 2 decades combined, and we've learned a few lessons along the way. Girl, I'm excited to do this episode.
Yeah.
I know it's not really like
Educational.
super educational. And it's probably not also super precisely related to real estate. It could be sort of across the board. But we thought it's a good topic just to cover. So biggest lessons that we've learned in real estate. And I mean, like, gosh, we've learned so many.
I know. And they sort of, are they real estate lessons? Are they life lessons? Isn't it all one?
It's one.
It's
real
all
estate
one.
and life. Just but it's funny, we were writing these down because we're good girls, do a bit of research for our old potty. Writing them down, they were almost exactly the same but different, but on the same gist.
Yeah. In the same categories.
Mm-hmm.
Category 1, category 2, category 3.
I know.
We each have a different take on each category.
And you know what? The first one I'm throwing out there, I think I actually learnt in my first job when I was working at Doncaster BMW, pushing cars, those premium cars. I wasn't in used cars. I was in new. But is don't judge a book by its cover. And I mean, obviously this is like total life lesson. But I just remember being in the dealership and this woman coming in like just looking so shabby, and the sales manager sort of running over to her and just being like, she's one of our biggest clients. And you get it all the time when you're at open for inspections and there's a chick decked out in diamonds, dripping with pearls, and you're like, oh God, she has deep pockets. No, her pockets are around her neck. And her car is on lease. She has no money, but, the guy rocking his Billabong boardies is cashed up.
Exactly.
I should have done that around the other way, but anyway.
Yeah, as in female, male.
Female was cashed up, but whatever.
But also, interestingly, with that life lesson that you learnt through your first sales job was pre-Steve Jobs. Who really advertised the concept of not judging a book by its cover in terms of like he lived in his house with no furniture.
Yeah.
And he was
Warren
one of the richest.
Buffett, driving the same car for 1,001 years.
Exactly. They're making a point.
Yeah.
We get it, guys.
We get it. We still like our nice handbags. But because it's so funny. I get asked all the time, like, oh, do you think it makes a difference by clients? Do you think it makes a difference what I wear to the auction? Like, should I come casual, activewear type vibe, or should I come, really baller? And I was like, come in whatever you want the sold photo board to look like, that picture. But I think, don't judge a book by its cover is so important just in life in general, but with your competition at auctions, like it's the unassuming people that sometimes are
totally
where the money's at.
How often did we see it in Richmond where you'd get people, neighbours coming through open for inspections, and then, when we were younger, we would have someone with us who had been in the area for a lot longer and much more experience, and they'd be like, oh, that person owns half of Lennox Street, and you're like, oh, really? Oh, I wouldn't have got that vibe. Was it handed down through generations? Perhaps. But they still own it.
Yeah, they're still not driving a Maserati. They're pushing that Lancer, which is probably why they've got so much money in real estate. But
should have sold it back then. Now with all those capital gains tax changes, they'll be killing themselves.
Land tax.
Land tax, yeah.
But I think that's really one of the biggest lessons I've learned in real estate. I mean, I don't think that that's too applicable in what we do now with our clients. Like, we're real with whoever we meet and treat everyone the same. But I think especially as a young selling agent, that was a massive mindset. Like, you just don't know who people are. Even that person that rocks up on auction day and just bids, like they could potentially own next door, and they just were always going to bid and buy on auction day, and they didn't need to go through one inspection. They didn't need to flag themselves as buyers. So, yeah.
Exactly. And in a similar sort of fashion, the first lesson that I learned, and I remember I literally learnt this lesson or got taught this lesson, I was told this by, my mentor. Shout out Andrew Cotty.
We'll send in this podcast to listen to.
I know. But I remember I was so young. I think I would have been like 19, 20. I can't remember how old I was, but I was young. I had been in hospitality for years, like for all of my high schooling years and for the years prior to working in real estate. So I was working in that sort of nightlife environment, busy, loud, they were drunk. So, you didn't have as much care. You didn't really need to know anything about anything except for, what was the special of the day. It wasn't brain surgery, Neither is selling real estate. But as a very young, fresh person, I was standing at my first open for inspection and I totally froze. Like he had given me the job to stand out the front and take people's names and numbers as they walked in, and as they walked out, ask them what they thought of the house. Simple stuff, you would think. No, I could not bring myself to speak to these people. On their way in is one thing. On their way out, to start up a conversation with a stranger, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Like I just got so nervous. I just totally froze. And he said to me after the open, he was like, okay, so we can't do that again. You're going to need to realize that, I was like, I don't know, they're strangers. I don't know them. Did I feel uncomfortable? I feel awkward. And he was like, no one is a stranger. You just haven't met them yet.
Oof. I like that. I really like that line.
It just really, I was like, and then as the years went on, you really know that. It's true. No one is a stranger. There's no such thing. We're the same species. That's all we need.
Yeah.
And I just haven't met you yet. And so now, like when I speak to new people, I just come from that place of like, we just haven't met yet.
Yeah.
You're not a stranger to me. You're not a strange person. You're not an alien. You're
Unless
not from.
you behave strangely, in which case.
Oh, even then I'm like, oh, why?
Oh my God.
What's with you? I want to know more about your weirdness. But yeah, that not being able to speak to buyers, freezing up and thinking that, I'm, oh my God, on a Saturday and every single week of my future life now I'm going to have to speak to 100 strangers. They ain't strangers.
Yeah. Just haven't met them yet.
Just haven't met them yet.
Love that.
I
Old
know.
Crotty, bringing
Good
the
on you,
gold. And the next lesson of mine is that just sales, and as you said, I've been in sales since day one, fresh out of uni, straight to Doncaster BMW. Like, it's an emotional roller coaster. There are some high highs and some low lows.
Oh, yeah.
And, even in real estate especially, we're so seasonal. So we are run off our feet and it's all good to when we're not, and like, are we going to have to get a job at Macca's?
Totally. Oh, my God.
Was this yesterday or was this 10 years ago? I don't know. But just to manage your emotions and just understand that, ebbs and flows, all going to be fine. Even the emotional roller coaster of maybe negotiating a deal, or even when I was a selling agent or now on the buying side, or just managing the emotional roller coaster that the journey that my clients are going on.
Yes.
And, making sure that doesn't affect me, which naturally it does because we're humans and that's going to happen. But I think that's a big lesson that I'm probably almost still trying to navigate, really, because I really love my clients and feel for them. So I've bought into them and their emotions and what they're going through, whether that's a death, a divorce, a new baby, a new life, a change of scenery, whatever it is. But I have to sort of sit back.
Yeah. Try and be the calm in their storm.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then within business, try and be the calm within the storm of the ebbs and flows, and the, winter isn't as crazy as spring, and then summer where trying to take some time off, but people are thinking about real estate and new goals and just that whole cyclical situation.
Yeah, exactly. The emotional roller coaster of the real estate industry.
Oh, it's a
big one.
Watching a chick on TikTok the other day.
You love your TikTok these days.
I know. It makes me feel like I'm 21 maybe. Like, I'm just out here just hanging with the 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
But she was saying about sales, and I think it's not only real estate, it's just sales in general. Like, you can get a big deal across the line 1 month and then, you know, be strung out for the next couple. But it's just, it's
exactly.
rough.
It is rough. It can be rough. But yeah, as you say, if you can try and just understand that that's just totally a part of it, it's expected, and just you got to just roll with the punches. So my second point for my biggest lesson I've learned in real estate is, again, just totally on par with your second point, which is not to take professional rejection personally.
Professional, I love you slotting that word in, because the personal stuff we take personally.
Personal rejection is a personal rejection. There's no two ways about that. That is, you got rejected. But professional rejection, just try not to carry it into your life, into your day. Like, we go in and we present ourselves to clients day in, day out, and they either say, yes, you, or they say, no, not you, this person's better. And that can, particularly, again, you know, when we're starting out and when I was younger, that would mess with me. I would be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Hold on a minute. And I didn't quite know how to move on with my day or even my week and not let that bother me. And, you know, you'd see that property come up for sale with someone else and you'd just be like, oh my God, you know, classic Jodie McCarthy, you know, amazing agent, and who had so many more years on me and experience back then. But if, you know, when I would lose a listing to her and I would see her with the listing, I'm like, because she's just so much better than me and I'm nothing. And, you know, you just take that into your life.
But maybe it was like her cousin's property. Like,
you
know.
Just don't know,
And they were just vetting you and didn't want to say that they were Jodie's cousin.
Yeah.
And you never had the business.
Yeah, exactly. You never had the business. But yeah, being able to understand that rejection is just a part of our week. Obviously, we still, you know.
What's the line? Every no leads you to your next yes.
Oh, yeah, because again, it's just all a big cycle. And, you know, of course, we're going to get our next listing, and of course, we're going to get a massive one and an amazing one and one we didn't think we were going to get. And, you know, the next big deal is around the corner. And so, you know, when you lose one here or there, just brush it off, keep moving, roll on with your day. Literally don't let it bother you, and definitely don't take it home with you. Like, mourn it, work out where you could have done better, work out where you might have gone wrong if there was a place that you went wrong, but then move on.
I remember getting feedback from a client that I lost in the buyer advocacy. And the feedback was they just thought the other advocate was going to negotiate tougher because it was a male. And I was like, oh, no. I was showing you nice Tabitha. You want to see the bitch Tabitha that I bring to some negotiation tables? Like, I can bring that when I'm in my new client consult, but like, you might get scared.
Yeah.
Like,
we don't want to scare you.
We don't want to scare you. I'm trying to be nice, like, you know, but okay, I'm taking that one on board. Thank you. And now every consult since then, I try and scare people. Not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, it's negotiating against tough negotiators, you need to be really tough. You know, you can't, you know, we use the analogy oftentimes lamb to slaughter, you know, with a buyer, an unexperienced or inexperienced, buyer going in to negotiate with an agent who's been doing it for 25 years.
Like, this is a thing, not even an inexperienced buyer, just inexperienced in the property game. Like, I've got lawyers out there being like, I negotiate for a living, like, I've got this. And I'm like, no, you don't know how to put together a real estate deal. That's what we do. Different thing, different ball game. You ain't playing in our game.
Yeah, exactly. Just like we're not in the business of selling businesses, we're in the business of selling and buying houses. You know, it's a different set of skills that you need to put it together.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not letting professional rejection ruin our day.
Yeah.
It's like we're taking, it's not a no, it's a learning.
Yeah. It's not a no, it's constructive criticism.
Yeah, it's a learning. We're just learning over here. My third biggest lesson is directly related to real estate, but I think that so many times, and I think this is probably potentially coming from burnt buyers in the market, and they're like bloody real estate agents, you know, they're just on the door, they open the front door and then they sell the property. And I'm like, yeah, cool. It's actually quite a craft, and the good ones train at it and can make a bloody massive difference. Like we were both working for one of the top agents in our area, and we did make a massive difference. And just one conversation, one script that we've learned through our sales training made a massive difference, whether it's passing in on auction day, negotiating with this like doe-eyed buyer. Like real estate isn't just opening that front door, putting it on realestate.com and the people will come. It is a craft, and the good ones really hone their craft. And so it irks me so much when people say like, oh, just select anyone, it will sell. Like, that's real estate. That's Melbourne real estate. Oh, no, it's not. Like, good agents make a massive difference.
Exactly. And now more than ever before, like the standard that's being set in the industry for, you know, professional agents, they're taking it seriously. I mean, we've got real estate agents at the moment in the industry who've transferred over from, you know, being lawyers and, you know, being whatever. Lawyers is the main one I can think of right now. But, you know, they've come into the industry because they're extremely, you know, switched on, and they know that they can obviously make a really good living, which is a huge draw card for people to be selling agents.
Yeah.
But certainly they know that they need to be absolutely the top of their game. And in areas of Melbourne where you've got successful professional people owning super high value property, you need to match that energy as a selling agent. You know, you can't be going in going, oh, yeah, it'll all be good, you know.
Yeah, sign here on the dotted line.
What was the real estate agent from The Simpsons? What was his name? Gil. Old Gil, yes.
I don't know where this story is going, girl.
Gil had like 100 jobs, and he had a beat up car, and he just put, you know, whatever his, you know, when he was going to sell a house and he was like desperate for the sale, you know.
I mean, there's those out there.
That's what we're saying is that, you know, that's exactly what you're saying, that it makes a difference. The agent on the door makes a difference.
Yeah. And like, I mean, there's a ferocious real estate agent around the sort of Surrey Hills area, and he is just a great prospector, and he takes it just so seriously. He's been in the game like 20 years, and you know, if you're on his database, you're getting a call, and it's he's not mucking around. So anyway, that's my other key lesson. I think key takeaway lesson, I don't know, maybe that is not one that I should have included, but I just think when I speak to my friends that aren't in real estate, they really talk down still to the craft that is selling real estate.
100%.
And it's not easy. Like, also, you know, that's why those sell my own property sites are not doing well.
They're not
because
working.
People can't actually put together their own real estate deals or put together real estate deals. And that's why on the buying side, people should and do engage us, because we can bring a deal together in real estate, because it is a craft, because you need to know the questions to ask and the levers to pull and things like that. So lesson number 3.
It's a really old school like mentality, you know, the old like used car salesman, like real estate agent.
People still think that though.
No, I know. And that's what I mean. It's like, come in, have a look. Just come in and have a look around and you'll see like there's a lot happening in here, and it's highly competitive, and you need to be operating at a very high level if you want to get anywhere.
Oh, yeah. And that's why when the market's hot, we see the flood of those new eager agents, and as soon as the market turns, see you later.
Yeah.
Because it's tough going out there sometimes.
And that leads me perfectly into my final point, which
we did not schedule this, people. We did this separately, then came together and was like, wow.
It just fits perfectly.
Because we're twins, guys.
I know.
Do the people know this?
I know. Born on the same day, same year, by the way. In case you didn't know that.
Anyone mentions that gets a secret gift, because they actually listen to our podcast and taking it all in.
If that's good, actually, let's just throw in a giveaway.
What's that? Giveaway? Oh, my God. No, get to your third point, because we don't have a giveaway.
No, they can, if they mention that to us, if they drop that in a new client appointment with us in 2024, they'll get 10% off our fee.
Yes.
Are you comfortable with
I'm
that?
comfortable with that.
Let's do that then.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. My final point is I say this always. Everything is said with caveats. We all know that, don't we? Like, yes, okay, here's a general sweeping statement. Of course, there's exceptions to this. We get that. We all know that. But my point, one of the biggest lessons I've learned in real estate is that experience is everything. Being fresh in the industry and hungry is an amazing and highly necessary quality to have. And it brings amazing energy to the campaign. However, when it comes down to crunch time in negotiations, in campaign management, in listing appointments, in buyer's advocacy, in purchasing a property pre-auction, at auction, off market, sourcing A-grade real estate, experience is key. We have been involved in we should really count how many, because we always say over 1,000. We've been saying that for a while.
Thousands,
It's well over 1,000
Someone
now.
said how much real estate. I'm like, do people still do that? Is that a pissing contest? Like,
It
how many
is.
dollars of real estate have we sold or bought? Like, that's a pissing contest. I don't need to be involved. Like,
Yeah.
come have a chat with me. Listen to me. I got the knowledge. I got the skill set. Let's go.
Yeah. But maybe we really should get those figures for the people who want that, You want to see.
No, go with the others.
Anyway, but even like being fresh and being hungry is very necessary. And as you get more experience in the industry, you've really got to work to keep that energy about you, to have that sort of, new mind and make sure you're continuing to learn and you never know everything and all of that sort of stuff. But the experience when it comes down to putting the deal together, being involved in over 1,000 transactions, we still come up against new scenarios that we've never dealt with before.
Yeah.
And it blows your mind. You're like, how? How can there be 5,000 ways that a deal can go down? How?
Yeah.
But there is. And you need to have that background of knowledge behind you so that you can think on your feet, make decisions in the moment that's going to serve, your client obviously best, because we're not buying for ourselves. We're buying for someone else. Like, there is a huge amount of pressure behind us to get it right for our client. And the only reason that we can do that calmly, in their storm, is because we've got the experience. And when you see operators, like the one you mentioned in Surrey Hills, when you watch him, it is like a dance.
Fine dance.
It is beautiful. Like, I negotiated with him at an auction and I was just like, this guy's just amazing.
Yeah.
And we can learn so much from people like that who've been doing it for 35 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And not just doing it, they're at the top of their game consistently for 35 years.
Tweaking all the time, knowing that they can be 1% better every single day.
Exactly.
That's the name of the game, baby.
I love it. It's exciting. We get excited. I feel excited.
Feel excited. Let's go through more lessons. No, I'm joking. That's all we have time for.
I know.
No, but we are done. So I hope that, I don't know if that's helpful, but anyway, we've given you a little bit of a rundown of
the number of hours we have sat in sales training. I initially, early days when we were doing that, I couldn't bear it. Like, I don't like the way they speak. So I didn't want to take it in. But a much more experienced agent than me who also didn't like it, said to me one day, it's spaghetti at the wall. You throw an entire pot of spaghetti at the wall, one strand will stick, and it was worth your time. So it's like, that. Was there one strand of spaghetti that stuck for you? Then it was worth your 20 minutes of listening to the Pop Culture Podcast.
The whole pot stuck.
The whole pot. Okay, F, marry, kill.
It's about that time. Marry, kill. What are we doing, Sam?
Okay, this is you. So you.
Okay.
You as an agent day one, do you want to go back to being you day one as a real estate agent? Just put yourself back there and think, okay, I have this opportunity to do my time again. So that's you. So you want to be you then, or do you want to be you in 20 years' time? Would you rather just transport yourself to the future? You're you in 20 years' time, 20 years of doing on your same trajectory you're on now.
Okay.
Or do you just want to be Tabitha today?
Okay. And for the people listening at home, you can do it for your own career and your own world and your own industry. But I'm obviously marrying what I'm doing now, how I'm living getting it done. Because it's just like, it's all good. Sitting here with you, doing this podcast, making our clients happy, always learning. It's all good. Like, really, really stoked. And obviously I've got to like fuck the fast forward to 20 years. Like, you know, that's cool. Let's transport just real quick. But you know, I don't want to wish away my life. And yeah, I'm killing off that you as an agent day one. Maybe if I just don't. I love all the knowledge that I've gained. I've learned so much over the years. I don't want to do it differently. Love the lessons I've learned. So that's me.
Yeah. And I think anyone who says anything different to that might have a lot of regrets in their life that they need to work through, because I'm definitely marrying Sam today. Today's Sam. Love her. Good girl.
She's a vibe.
Doing well. And excited to be doing this now, excited for everything where we've come from, everything that's coming up in the future. I can't wait to live the next 20 years. They're going to be some of our best, you know.
Amen, sister.
And so I'll F future me, because I first of all just can't wait to see her.
Yeah.
Like, can't wait. And
looking
I've got
glamorous.
I know, looking great.
Where are we going to be? Like,
I'm going to be in the country for sure, as in like an hour and a half away.
Oh, right. I'm going to be at the beach for sure.
Yeah.
I need to take up surfing or something.
I'm basically going to be Ruth Roberts.
You love her.
I love
We should
her.
send her this podcast as well.
And I've got to obviously kill past me, because she already dead, girl.
Yeah.
She's in the past. She's not here anymore. She's gone. So goodbye. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for
But
your
you're gone.
service.
Yeah.
We're done with you. Love it.
Love it.
Ciao.